Oh, friends, I want to speak to you about the most dangerous moment in any struggle. The moment when ego slips unnoticed into what once was pure. The sword itself does not decide. The hand does not decide. Intention decides. And when ego enters the sword, even justice becomes contaminated. What was meant to protect truth begins to serve the self. This shift is subtle, swift, and often invisible to the one who makes it. Before ego enters, action is clean. You move because something must be done. There is clarity, restraint, and proportion. But when ego arrives, everything tightens. The body hardens. The breath shortens. The mind begins to justify rather than listen. The sword may look the same, but it is no longer held by the same hand. Ego does not announce itself. It arrives disguised as righteousness. O seekers, ego often enters through injury. A word spoken, an insult delivered, a boundary crossed. What was impersonal becomes personal. And once it becomes personal, intention bends. You no longer act for truth alone. You act to restore dignity, to assert dominance, to heal wounded pride. In that moment, the sword becomes heavy with self-interest, even if the cause still sounds noble. I learned this when my own words began to carry sharpness instead of light. I believed I was defending what was right, but my tone betrayed me. I spoke to win rather than to clarify. I wanted recognition for my correctness. Ego had entered my speech the way it enters the sword, quietly, convincingly, with reasons that sounded just. Oh friends, ego is not always loud. Often, it is calm and certain. It tells you that your anger is justified, that your impatience is necessary, that your harshness is effective. It wraps itself in urgency. It whispers that delay equals weakness. And because it speaks in the language of action, it bypasses reflection. O seekers, this is why restraint is the guardian of intention. When ego enters, speed increases. Pause decreases. Reaction replaces response. The self wants immediate release. It wants to strike before awareness can intervene. This is the moment to step back. Not because action is wrong, but because intention must be cleansed again. I have seen people ruin good causes by letting ego wield their tools. They had truth, but their delivery was wounded. They had justice, but their manner alienated. They believed outcome mattered more than purity. But truth delivered with ego loses its ability to heal. It may win arguments, but it loses hearts. O beloved ones, notice how ego changes the feeling of action. When ego enters, there is tension. There is a need to be seen. There is an aftertaste of satisfaction mixed with unease. Clean action leaves no residue. It does not replay itself in the mind. Ego-driven action demands rehearsal and defense. The sword in this story is not metal. It is power in any form: authority, speech, influence, knowledge. Whenever you hold power, ego waits nearby. It does not need to create violence. It only needs to redirect intention slightly. From service to self, from alignment to image. Oh friends, do not ask whether you are right. Ask whether you are clear. Rightness without clarity is dangerous. Clarity without ego allows action to remain light. The moment you feel insulted, stop. The moment you feel personally invested in winning, pause. That is the threshold where ego asks for the sword. I have failed this test many times. I struck when I should have waited. I spoke when silence would have preserved truth. Each time, the lesson returned sharper. Ego is persistent. It does not leave after one recognition. It must be watched continually, not with suspicion, but with honesty. O seekers, the discipline here is not self-denial. It is self-knowledge. Know when ego has entered. Know how it feels in your body. Learn its signals. When you recognize them, you can lower the sword without shame. Lowering is not retreat. It is a correction. When ego leaves the sword, power becomes precise again. Action regains dignity. Even confrontation carries compassion. You do not lose strength by removing ego. You recover it. Strength that does not need to prove itself moves with ease. Oh friends, the greatest battles are not fought against enemies, but against the impulse to let ego decide. Win that battle, and every other struggle becomes simpler. Lose it, and even victory becomes loss. When ego enters the sword, stop, breathe, return intention to its source. Only then raise your hand again, if action is still required. And if it is, it will be clean. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episodes.